Hello students, welcome to this video. In today's video session, we will discuss on the topic goods and service tax. That is, what is goods and service tax, which is commonly known as GST, and we'll try to analyze the various concepts to understand it in a better way. So let's start with the concept of GST. GST is an indirect tax. This tax was passed by this tax means GST Act was passed by the Parliament on 29th of March 2017, and it was implemented across India from 1st of July 2017, and from then onward this tax is prevalent in India. This tax is some multi-staged destination based indirect taxation system, which is like an umbrella tax, which has taken all those indirect taxes which used to exist before this GST regime under one roof. So means previously there were so many indirect taxes that were charged by or levied by the central government as well as the state governments, like central excise duties or customs duties or service taxes, VATs, surcharges, and many more. So means there was a web of indirect taxes, and that created a lot of chaos and ambiguity, and there was a low transparency level also, and the prices of goods and services used to vary from one place to another. So there were many difficulties in the existing indirect system of taxation, and to just overcome all those difficulties, this new indirect tax was implemented in India from July 2017. In order to understand this GST, we should first know means whenever a consumer gets a particular good or a commodity or any service for consumption, that commodity or good has passed from so many stages. There are various stages from which or in the supply chain there are so many stages by which goods and services have to pass, and then they finally reach to the destination, that is customer's place. So we can understand it that there are primary producers at the first stage, from whom the manufacturers get their basic raw materials. Then from manufacturers processing those raw materials into finished goods, and then from they pass on those finished goods to the wholesalers, and wholesalers then again pass them to the retailers, and then finally it arrives in the hands of the customers. So these are the general supply chain stages. So GST is applied at each and every stage of this supply chain, and that's why it is also known as multi-staged tax. So means each and every stage adds to the value of that particular good, and the value added at one particular stage will be taxable and not the entire value of the particular commodity. So that's why this GST is also known as value addition tax, because at every stage only that particular part is taxable which has been added in that particular stage. So the previous value is not taken into consideration while taxing the particular commodity at one particular stage. So that is the system in which GST works. So there are many stages, and at every stage GST is applied or levied, and the GST is applied or levied only to that extent to which the value has been added or increased in one particular stage. So this is goods and service taxes. Now let's try to understand what are the various components of GST. So in the GST model, actually there are two main recipient of taxes, that is the central government and the state government. So the tax which is charged by the state government is CGST, and the tax which is charged by the state government is SGST. So whenever a good or a service is transacted within a state, within the boundary of the state, within one state, like if we say in Jharkhand, then if the transaction, that is goods or services, is supplied within the boundaries of Jharkhand, then in those cases, the GST is distributed between the central, that is CGST, and the state, that is SGST. For example, if a dealer has sold goods worth rupees 1 lakh from a place, suppose say from Ranchi, to a dealer in Jamshedpur, then this is an intrastate transaction, and this intrastate transaction, the GST will be distributed between the center as well as the state. Suppose the GST rate is 18% and the goods is worth rupees 1 lakh, then 18,000 rupees will be charged as tax, and that 18,000 will be distributed as or equally as 9,000 as the center state, as and the next 9,000 as the state's share. So this was the central GST and state GST. And there is an integrated GST, and integrated GST is applied when goods and services are transacted or dealt with or exchanged outside the boundaries of the state. Means if goods or services are traveling from one state to another state, say for example from Jharkhand to Odisha, or from Jharkhand to West Bengal, or from Jharkhand to Bihar, then in these cases integrated GST is applied, and that integrated GST is given to the center, that is central government takes that taxes, and later on it is distributed among the center and the state. So that is first hand chargeable or payable to the center. So that is integrated GST. So these are the components. Means there is if there is an intrastate transaction, then both CGST and SGST will be applicable, and if it is interstate transaction, then IGST is applied. For example, if a dealer, if you take that example, the previous example, if the dealer from Ranchi is transferring or exchanging goods of worth rupees 1 lakh to a dealer at Patna or at Bhubaneswar, then if the tax rate is 12%, then that 12%, that is 12,000, 12,000, that is 12% of 1 lakh will be given to the central government as IGST. So this was the concept relating to the components of GST. Now, if we have understood what is GST and how it works, then we can commonly derive what are the general features of GST. So first thing, that GST is uniform taxation, indirect taxation, which has been implemented in India. That is in the whole of India. Means GST is a common indirect tax that is applied in the entire country. Then the second thing, important thing, is that the process, or the process of just registering in GST, or just payment of taxes or refunds and other relevant, all the transactions relating to tax will be done online. Means there is electronic mode or electronic system that is applicable here. There is no physical transaction is required, or the customers or the taxpayers are not supposed to go to the income tax officers or to the income tax officials to make all these transactions. Then GST also provides for the facility of monthly or annual returns. So businessmen can avail the return facilities either on a monthly or on the annual basis. And it also facilitates or gives the facility of refund of taxes within 60 days. So returns can be refunded within 60 days. And in export businesses, means if export has done, then 90% of that refund is given within 7 days. And another feature is that if there is delay due to any reason in these refunds, then interest is also payable, or that interest is credited to the respective person's account with interest. So these are the important aspects, very important, which increases the credibility of this tax. Then also there is smooth transition process also, means from shifting from the existing old system of taxation to the GST model. So the process of this transition has been kept very simple, very smooth. Then it is also important that GST has a compliance rating facility also. So the more businessmen comply, or just follow the GST guidelines and make taxes accordingly, so the better will be the their credibility. So they give the rating for that. And then there is anti-profiteering provisions for the protection of customers also. It means that if due to any reason, if there is a tax rate cut or a decrease in a tax by the policy matter of the government, then the benefit arising of that tax deduction or reduction in tax is transferred to the customers. And how that is transferred? By reducing the prices of the commodities or goods and services. So this profit due to reduction in taxes is shifted not to the businessman but to the customers in the form of reduction in the cost prices of the various goods and services. Then one important and striking feature of GST is that in the export business it is almost expected that there is no taxation, means whatever the GST is charged is refunded to the businessman. So it is almost tax free, and it is a great step towards promoting export business in India. Then it is very much technology driven, means it is a hassle free and simple system, and once businessmen get used to it, it becomes very simple and very convenient for them. They don't have to go to any office, and they can just make all the obligations, all the formalities from their place or at their convenience. And it has also, in its overall, the GST system has improved the overall ease of doing business, means it has simplified the business conditions of carrying a business or running or setting up of a business in the economy or in the entire of India. So these are the general features of GST. So I think this video will definitely help you in understanding what is GST and what are the various components of GST, and how this GST can be used in improving the tax structure by increasing the tax collections in the country. And so definitely it is a huge great reform in taxation policy of the government, and it is hoped that this system will definitely increase the economic strength of India. Thank you.